Hello again, my dear ones. Welcome to part 2 with the title of The Big Lie of Christmas. I hope you already digested the first part somehow, because as I promised you, it gets even hotter. So, point 4. We are at number 4. Jesus Yeshua was not born midwinter. So, why do you then celebrate any feast concerning him and his birth midwinter in December? This is a huge lie, and this alone makes Christmas a total lie. We do not exactly know when he was born, and there's also, I think, a reason for this. I will explain in future videos. But it was either in autumn to Sukkot or in spring that Yeshua was born, maybe on the first Nisan, although this would make a lot of sense. So, along this fact that he definitely was not born in December is really exposing Christmas as a huge lie, as paganity. He certainly was not born in winter, because also winter nights are very cold, even icy, can be icy in Israel. And never any shepherds would be so stupid and dare to let their flock stand out there in an maybe even freezing night in total cold surroundings. They are really not stupid. The risk that their sheep would be killed by wild beasts would be too high anyway. Farmers and shepherds generally are not stupid. They generally have a very good common sense. By the way, the Gospel of Luke is the only one that reports all of this. So be careful, because only one witness does not count so much. Even Jesus, Yeshua, says this. But I know that you do not care, actually, because you're not taught in those categories. This is because many people do not care at all, even many preachers and churches, about the rules and categories of the real God and the Torah and of Yeshua, his son. Yeshua, by the way, repeated many of those in the Gospels. But the fact that he did not install himself a Jesus worshipping day for his birthday, and none of his apostles tells us something like this, and none of them celebrated his birthday, is a clear sign that all of this is not his will. So why do you play along? Celebrating birthdays was not at all a custom in Israel at the time. Also, this is pagan stuff. But, somebody was born on 25th of December. Some pagan gods were born in winter on the 25th of December at winter solstice around this. Some sun gods, for example, were born there. Also the one of the Romans with the big M. Emperor Constantine and other Roman rulers after him wanted to have them included in the new faith. I won't speak out those names of those foreign gods or demons, because God forbids that we do so. But I'm sure you did not know this either, or did not care. And now that you know it, do you care? Or again not? Furthermore, historians say that the Dome of Peter and the Vatican was built on the former sacrificing sites and the cemeteries of this pagan sun god. What a coincidence, right? So, as a summary, you don't know anything of the things the highest God really wants, but you do a lot of the stuff instead that pagan gods and demons and emperors want you to do. but you dare to correct and even disrespect people like me, maybe, who really believe and want to do what the highest God wants. Well, for many of you, I would recommend you should be silent for a while, especially if you're a preacher or teacher, and go study in depth before you ever again open your mouth about teaching anybody. Because if you teach wrongly, you will be held accountable. Jacob says this in the English Bibles. He is called James, but his name was never James. This is also pagan stuff in the King James Bible. His name was Jacob, Yaakov, the half-brother of Yeshua, who wrote also this letter in the New Testament. I recommend you also to read my books, Yeshua Made Me Right, Had Made Me Right, because this will save you a lot of time, I can tell. The link is in the info box below this video. By the way, many so-called Christians and teachers love to speak out those names of foreign gods and even demons, and even act a little arrogant around this because they want to show off how much they know. But they do not know the rules of the highest God and his Son, the only things we really should know. So, does this make them appropriate teachers and churches? And then they wonder why they have so much bad luck. Invoking demons and do idolatry surely does not bring you good luck, my dear ones. Wake up. All this corresponds also to my other video with the title of Christianity is Paganity and Christianity is Wrong. And I really think, with quite some sorrow, that I'm really right with it. You must probably come out of there, as I came out of there. So, money is the total mighty driver behind so-called Christmas. I quote now this Bible verse, including the name of this foreign god, because actually it's a Bible verse, and I do it under the protection of Yeshua. God and Jesus wants us off those pagan material gods, also in the Gospels. He even says that we cannot serve both of them, the true God and the Mammon. So why do you think that churches and congregations and Christian businessmen play along this pagan stuff? I can tell. Because they earn a lot of money as donations when many people come to church, at least on Christmas, to be lullabied into the belief that they believe. Although the contrary is the case. They mainly do idol worshipping. By this we see that it is also for the churches and pastors big turnover time. Very Christian, right? Now, point 5, fifth. We come to the one person that is closely knitted to Christmas. The thing with Nikolaus or Santa Claus or Sinterklaas, however it is called in the different countries. Again, none of this pagan stuff can be found in the Bible, also not in the New Testament. Again, you do something Yeshua never wanted, and the things he wanted, you do not do. This is pagan. The worst thing is that this red guy who comes to give or punish is also intermingled with bad pagan personalities like Knecht Ruprecht in Germany or Krampus and so on. Introducing your kids to this pagan stuff and to those horrible guys, even sometimes with whips they come in your homes, makes us guilty as parents. Most often, kids even get traumatized by fear when those red persons come in the house. In Germany, I remember as a child that Nikolaus came with Knecht Ruprecht, who is a dark personality in sack clothing, with a whip. And we were so scared of all of this. Sure, we wanted the gifts, but like this? Through pagan trauma? No. This is really devilish. The same thing applies for the so-called Christkind. You should not pretend to be a believer if you traumatize relentlessly your own children and lie to them on top. But yeah, and by this you induce in them a horror of God and his Son, and this can be considered as blasphemy. So I wonder if those Christian people consider themselves believers, character assassinating God himself and his Son, and totally misleading their own kids. Why don't they just admit to be a world slave and an idol worshipper? Or even worse. He, the Father, has nothing to do with all those demonic pagan stuff. And you should keep your kids away from demonic things and people like Santa and Halloween. He will hold you accountable. This is really no game, no fun. By the way, if you take the letters of Santa and put the N at the end, like in the Disney film, you have that one that stands behind all of this pagan stuff. So have fun idol worshipping. This fits also the fact that it was apparently the company of Coca-Cola that invented the sort of Santa Claus we have today. The guy who is red in a red outfit for Christmas. They did it for just for marketing purposes, aiming at seducing us stupid Christians to drink cola on Christmas holidays. This is really very much serving God, right? On top, the color of red most often stands for blood. Santa and Christmas are pagan, bloody stuff things. And probably this is the warm feeling you have celebrating it. It's really blood warm. By all of this, they want your money, your blood, and your soul, and the one of your children. So, this was number 4 and 5. And with number 6 and the end of this content, it gets even hotter. Yes, this is then part 3 and 4. And if you subscribe to my channel, you get it freshly as soon as my new videos come out. So stay clear, pure, and true forever. And I wish you a good time until my next video. Goodbye, my dear ones.